What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out the brand new V-Jump promo that just got revealed. This is Keeper of Dragonian Magic, and it's a very interesting card. It's definitely fusion themed. Seems like it could actually have a decent amount of utility in some of these older fusion decks like Dark Magician and potentially Red Eyes and stuff like that. Although, it actually makes me wonder if maybe Konami's about to go after some of the popular explosive cards that people like to splash in a lot of decks. So, let me go ahead and break this guy down, and before I bust out my conspiracy theory, you guys will kind of understand where I'm coming from when I read the effects. So Keeper of the Dragonian Magic, Dark Dragon, effect monster, level 4, 1800 attack, 1300 defense. Both of the effects are hard once per turns, and this is the real kicker here. It says during the turn you activate any of this card's effects, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters. That is very important because that is one hell of a limitation. It's basically telling you you are not going to be link spamming this turn. That's the first thing that I saw, and I was like, if they're going to start building that in the cards now, I wonder what that means for some of the other old cards. So anyways, first effect, if this card is normal slash special summon, you can discard one card, that's a cost, add one polymerization normal spell card or fusion normal spell card from your deck to your hand. So when I first read that, I was like, oh snap, it can add any fusion spell, but the thing is that you have to notice it's a normal fusion and a normal, polymerization spell card. So the big elephant in the room, guys, that, a lot of people run Predaplants for just to search Brilliant Fusion, you cannot add that because Brilliant Fusion is a continuous spell. So that's really interesting. Now, with that said, there are some good spell cards, or excuse me, some good fusion cards you can still search. You can still search instant fusion. You can search, ultra polymerization. That's another one. If super poly ever comes back into the game, you won't be able to search that because that is a quick play, but you can search the original OG polymerization as well. And I think that that's still pretty good, but the fact is you can't, you can never link spam in the turns that you do that. So if you go for something like an instant fusion and you activate it, you summon your Thousand Eyes Restrict, you're not going to be able to convert it into a Link Karibo. If you summon something else like an Invoked Raijin, that's pretty much the only extra deck summon you're going to be doing that turn. Effect number 2. You can reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck, special summon one fusion material monster whose card name is listed on that monster from your graveyard to your field in face down defense position. So a lot of people looked at this effect and they're like, oh snap, Cap G, Shadows are broke again, but you gotta look a little deeper in that effect. The thing that you have to notice is the monster's name has to specifically be listed on the fusion, and there aren't that many new fusion monsters that actually meet that condition. Something like Shadows, I mean, if you've ever actually read them, like all the Shadow fusion monsters from Construct, Winda, like they all basically just say, Shadow monster plus like, some other attributes. They don't say, hey, use Shadow Dragon or hey, use Shadow Beast. Same thing goes for a lot of the other popular fusion archetypes that came in the Arc V era. Lights would be another example. You won't be able to just summon Blue Cat from your graveyard or be able to summon like a Crimson Fox from your graveyard because those cards are not listed on any of the Lunalight monsters. So it kind of made me think like, where can this effect actually be useful? And you kind of have to go back to like some of the older archetypes, and I'm talking about ones like Red Eyes and Dark Magician. If you look at the new Dark Magician Knight, he specifically says Dark Magician on the card, so you could summon Dark Magician from your graveyard for free. And actually this would work out in Dark Magician because you would then have a dragon on field potentially to just summon your Dark Magician Dragon Knight. But that would require you not only to run this guy, which I actually think could work in Dark Magician because the deck is dark, so you can allure darkness it away if it's not good, but it would require you to run either polymerization or ultra poly in your main deck. Ultra poly might even have a higher ceiling, to be honest, because at least you get to like keep the monsters, you get to keep your Dark Magician, you can summon them both back in defense. Same thing goes for like Red Eyes, being able to get a Red Eyes back because Red Eyes slash Dragon specifically says Red Eyes be Dragon on it, so that's a potential option. I think it's just going to be limited by the fact that the new fusion decks don't really say, like a lot of them don't list specific monsters on the actual fusion monsters themselves, so that just kind of sucks. But I think that there definitely is potential in this card. The fact that he does let you search a normal fusion card is just one of those things where I think that this card maybe in a few formats is just going to get better and better and better as Konami keeps releasing more fusion support, even though obviously we're in the Vrains era and that's not the new mechanic. It's kind of like inevitable for this card to get really good in my opinion, but it does make me wonder what Konami has in plan for like the Predaplan engine and maybe Brilliant Fusion as a whole, because this card doesn't search Brilliant Fusion, and when you look at the fact that like the Predaplan monsters let you kind of link spam all over the field with Skull Dread and all of that stuff, and this seems to be a card that is pretty much a watered down version of something like Orthos Scorpio, because if this didn't have that first effect in it, this card would arguably be busted, because then you'd be able to just search instant fusion, summon Sea Monster of Theseus, and go boom straight into Needle Fiber in like every deck ever, and that'd be kind of OP. But I wonder if these limitations in this card are just Konami getting better with card design, or if this is Konami just saying, hey, this is how things are going to be moving forward, and you guys can expect that Predaplan engine to get hit sometime soon. I don't know, that's maybe a little too much conspiracy. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.